Welcome back to Yoga Selvatica. Our sequence today focuses on standing postures to improve balance and strength. We'll begin in the center of our mats, observing our breath, intentionally slowing down and deepening our breathing. And we'll let our breathing return to its natural rhythm. And we're just going to step our feet a bit wider apart on the mat. We'll take our hands wide apart as well and begin turning with the upper body back and forth so the hands gently fall against the glute muscles or hip bones. Just inviting soft movement to get the body moving and blood flowing. And we'll come back to center and to the top of your mat. And we'll take a few sun salutations to get us started. With a deep inhale, reaching towards the sky. As you exhale, bending down all the way to the earth. The next time you inhale, we'll lift the back halfway up, parallel to the ground. And exhale back down. Big inhale, hands to the sky. I have my cat and dog assistants helping me today. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. One more time, inhaling up, reaching for the sky. Exhaling down to earth, melting the spine. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time we'll step back to a plank pose. Shoulders stacking over wrists. And when you feel ready, we'll press back into downward facing dog. Finding that nice deep V with the body, not collapsing in the shoulders. With our breath, inhaling back to plank pose. If you'd like, the knees can come down here. Staying strong, we'll take each of these postures once more. Inhaling to plank, engaging the core. And exhaling to downward facing dog. We'll bring our knees gently to the mat. And take your time here coming back to earth. Gently and intentionally, we'll let the hips recline back towards the heels, almost in a child's pose. And with your next inhalation, we'll rise back up to table. Again, exhaling back. Inhaling up to table pose. Working on synchronizing our breath with our movement, being patient. And with your next inhale, we'll rise all the way back to plank pose and to downward facing dog. This time we'll lift the right leg up and back behind us, moving into some standing postures that will help us with strength and balance. We'll bring the right foot between the hands and rise up to a high lunge. We want the right knee as stacked as possible directly above the right ankle. And another modification here would be bringing the left knee down to the mat, if that's more comfortable for you. You can have your hands and arms however you'd like them, whatever expression you identify with most. Opening the heart, feeling your own power. And when you're ready, we'll bring the hands above the head, the deep inhale, exhaling all the way down to the mat to frame the foot. And transitioning back to downward facing dog. We'll do the same thing on the left side. When you're ready, inhaling the left foot up and back behind you, leg long. Exhaling the foot all the way up between your hands. We'll rise to a high lunge. You can stay on your knee if you'd like. Left knee stacked over left ankle. Finding your own strength and power. Staying with your breath to maintain stability. We'll inhale the hands up above the head, bringing them all the way down through heart center, back to the mat, framing the left foot, where we'll step to downward facing dog. And take a little vinyasa to transition, inhaling to plank, lowering down through chaturanga, up to Cobra with a big inhale. And when you're ready, melting back to Child's Pose. Moment of rest here. Find your breath and check in with yourself. Observe any new sensations, feelings, physically, mentally. Your next inhalation will rise back up to downward facing dog. Again, lifting the right leg up and back, bringing it all the way between the hands. Rising up to a high lunge, but this time we'll let the back foot come down and find, once again, Warrior One. Hips as forward as they can be together, right knee over right ankle. From here, we'll open up the arms to Warrior Two. Hips come side by side, maintaining focus on something in the distance that isn't moving. We'll bring the right elbow to the right knee, extending the left arm above the head for extended side angle. Finding expansion in the whole left side body. We'll rise back up through Warrior Two to find Reverse Warrior. Right arm arching back behind you. Left arm down on the leg or around the hips. Rewinding to Warrior Two. This time we'll straighten the front leg, reaching both arms out to either side. We'll shift the hips forward and the right hand will come down towards the right ankle or shin, finding triangle pose. This is a great posture to improve balance. Open the hamstrings. Give yourself a moment here. Observe it and be with it. And when you're ready, we'll rise back up to Warrior Two. Coming through Warrior One to transition to Warrior Three. Shifting your weight to your right foot, the left leg will lift and extend behind you. Find something in your view to stare at that isn't moving. This will help you balance. If you need more help balancing, push your right big toe into the mat. We'll come back to our high lunge, releasing the foot down, using our hands to frame the foot, stepping back to downward facing dog, taking a vinyasa to plank pose, chaturanga, cobra with your inhalation, and once again, child's pose. One moment of rest. Find your breath. Meet yourself. Your next inhalation will rise back up through table to plank pose, all the way to downward facing dog, and we'll extend the left leg out and back this time, bringing it up between the hands and rising to a high lunge. From your high lunge, we'll open up to Warrior Two, arms extending in front of you and behind you, looking over your front middle finger. Staying with your breath, taking any adjustments you need to. We'll bring the left arm to the left knee, reaching the right arm overhead. Extended side angle. Finding expansion in the right side body. From here, we'll inhale to transition to Reverse Warrior. Right arm comes down behind you or down onto the right leg. Left arm arches back overhead, opening the left side body. Finding once again Warrior Two, we'll straighten the left leg, shift the hips back, the arms forward, and the left hand will come down to the left shin or ankle. Right arm reaches towards the sky and you have found triangle pose. Breathe here. Observe yourself here. Maybe it's uncomfortable, maybe it's comfortable. Take all this information in. And with your next breath, we'll come back up to Warrior Two, finding again Warrior Three. Whenever you're ready, shifting your weight onto your left foot, lifting the right leg up and back behind you, using a drishti, a focal point in your view, and pressing the left big toe into the mat if you need help balancing. Release when you're ready, back to earth. framing the foot with the hands, and stepping back to downward facing dog. With your inhalation, coming forward to plank, exhaling down to the mat, inhaling up to cobra pose, one last vinyasa, and exhaling the hips back towards the heels for child's pose. One moment of rest here. Taking your time, rising back up to table, back up to downward facing dog, and we'll just gently walk the feet towards the hands, finding again a deep forward fold like at the beginning of our session. With an inhalation, rise up to standing. We'll experiment with another balancing pose before we close today. Coming to the center of our mats, shifting all of our body weight into the right foot, and lifting the left leg up into the air gently. If you need help balancing, just dig the right big toe into the mat and find a drishti or something to focus on in your view. If you'd like a bit more challenge, you can open the left leg to the side, balancing yourself as well with the right hand. We'll come back through center, gently releasing and shifting our weight into the left foot. Lifting the right leg up into the air when you're ready. Pressing the left big toe into the mat for balance. And if you'd like to open up the right leg, see how it feels. With control, with breath. Keeping your eyes on your drishti to help you balance. We'll come back to center and transition into tree pose. The right foot can come to the inner left thigh. Could also be near the left ankle or on the left calf muscle. We just want to be absolutely sure to avoid placing the foot against the knee joint of the left leg. Wherever your tree is today, find your breath there. You have a choice with your arms and hands. You can bring them to your heart center, open them up outside of you. We'll come back down. Take the same thing on the left side. Whenever you're ready, lifting the left leg to your tree with the foot either at the right ankle, the right thigh, the right calf muscle, avoiding the knee. Maintaining breath, maintaining presence. You can open your hands, spread your branches, and we'll release the left leg down. The big inhale, reach towards the sky. Exhaling the hands all the way down to heart center. Observe yourself here, check in. Maybe you feel different than you did at the beginning of our session. Increased heart rate, you feel warmer. Whatever it is, just observe it, accept it. Appreciate yourself for this beautiful practice today. Once more, inhaling the hands above the head, making a little fire at heart center. Give yourself a big hug. Gratitude for bringing yourself to yoga today, engaging your practice. Thank you for sharing it with me. Namaste. I'll see you next time.